Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Susan, for those of you who don't know me, and this is Rooted Word. Wow. I have to say, I'm so grateful to be back. I wasn't feeling so good. On the eve of my birthday, I think I came down with a flu. So I have been recovering. Well, it was a wannabe flu. I really didn't get it. And then also, there have been so many things going on, and life can life. So I wasn't feeling so good. I wasn't feeling so well. And then a lot of things came up and I had to attend to them. But anywho, I'm happy to be back. This is Rooted Word. Let's get into it. Today, I just want to talk about something that I hear a lot of people saying, and I sometimes do this, so I'm not like out of the woods. Sometimes when you lack, when you have lack, when you're dealing with the issue of lack of a job, lack of money, lack of a spouse, lack of a home, lack of whatever it is, motivation, lack, whatever lack you're dealing with. It's interesting how I have viewed people deal with this issue. I'm going to deal with it from how people deal with me. So I thank God because I think I'm gifted. He's given me a gift of resourcefulness, of being resourceful, or maybe let me say being in tune with people and what they need. So I consider myself a solution worker. I just walk around with people's solutions and sometimes also my own. But honestly, when I look at my life, it's been a life of solutions. I seem to know what people need. I seem to be able to connect people. So I'm like a connector, like a solution worker, whatever you want to call me, but I am a solution. And because of that, a lot of people come to me, those who have worked with me before or those who know me, they come and they'll be like, this is what I'm going through. This is what I need. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And honestly, it's a joy. It's something I do effortlessly. It's not a bother. Something I do effortlessly, and it's something that I really like. Now, one thing most people don't realize is because they come to me for resources, God is faithful. So he makes sure I am resourceful in whatever the person needs. And if you need a book, if you need a recommendation, if you need to know somebody or meet somebody, it's almost like he set me up to meet those people in advance or to meet somebody who knows that person. So I really lack no good thing. The Bible says that we lack no good thing. In fact, in Psalms 23, in some version, it says, I shall not want. It doesn't mean that you don't want anything. It means you do not lack. In some other versions, it says, you lack no, you do not lack. The truth is, that is true. God is true to his word. He's the one who gives. He's the one who provides. God is the ultimate and only source. And God is the only provider. God is the only source and the ultimate provider. Literally. So if you look at from Genesis, he provided the garden. He provided even the earth. He provided the Garden of Eden. He provided the plants, the animals. He separated waters. He made sure there was provision before Adam got there. Can you imagine? There was even provision for that sin. Those leaves were there. Wasn't the best fashion statement. God then slain an animal and made clothes out of their hide. So already God was providing clothes. God has always been a provider and will always be a provider. And I think what happens with people is they don't look at it in that form. I look at it in that form. I'm always conscious of where my provision comes from. I'm sorry, guys. I'm always conscious from where my provision comes from. What do I mean? I mean, how can I say it? Like, when you need something, there are many ways to think about it. There are needs that are instant, like you need it right now. But I'll give you like a crazy example. When I used to go to the malls, I would always pray. I'd be like, Lord, I'm going to the mall. Please give me parking, good spot, a good spot. And it sounds silly to some people, but to me, I believe that God will answer my request, yeah, because he says, ask and it shall be given. So I can get some really cool parking spots. Schools, when I wanted to go to school, when I wanted to move from school, from university to our own apartment with my friend, I asked for a good apartment and I asked for a secure apartment. Guess where our apartment was? It was directly opposite the San Diego police, like directly opposite, like the main police. Like police cars used to park outside across our apartment. So if you really wanted to come and do something, yeah, it would be quite crazy. The security that I asked for, I got. And I just sometimes think it's hard for us, even for me sometimes, to believe in the provision of God, because sometimes it's just overwhelming. And if you look at the world right now, everybody is scaring everybody. But remember, our source is not from the people. Our source is God. Deuteronomy 8:18, he's the one who gives you the power to create wealth, but he's also the one who gives you the ideas. He's the one who gives you the connections. Look at the Bible. Abraham and Sarah, they're made to go, and Abraham is told, go out and look as far as your eyes can see. As far as your eyes can see, that's what I'm going to give you. But even then he said, even more, look up. Because when we are looking this way, there's only so far your eyes can see. But when you look up, if you look up, how vast is the sky? I mean, you can't see the beginning or the end of that. What I think he was trying to do was to tell Abraham, you can see with your physical eyes, but we are limited, from here to here, and then they become blind spots, and to how far, how long. But when you look up, there's no limit per se. It's just open space, literally. And he tells him, your descendants will be like the stars. Not even the sun. There's sun and there's stars. It's I think also a thing of perception and where you put your focus. But one thing I wanted to say, because my son has a habit of being very he wants things instantaneously, and he always calls me like, I need this, I need this, I need this, and he wants it right now. He has no patience, unfortunately. And I've been thinking about that. Why? It's almost like instant gratification. The other day my friend was telling me that, and I was like, no, I like things done well, and done with excellence and on time, so that it just makes my life easy. But for my son, he calls me up, he wants this. He doesn't realize that, yes, I'm a resource. He knows I'm a resource because every time he needs help, I'm helping him. But there's a process to that. There's a process to how I can help somebody. And I've gone through that process, and sometimes I've repeated that process class. It's not fun. Yeah? There's a process of being trustworthy. God has to trust you. God has to trust you with little to gain lot. Yeah? That's what he says. God has to trust you with skill and talent and gifts. And what are you going to do with them? And one of the things my son might not realize is, instead of him harnessing and wondering, how is it that my mom is able to solve my issues, because they're not mine, they're his, and yet he can solve his issues, he's lacking in something. Maybe he's lacking in maturity, he's lacking in responsibility. Let me say that again. Maybe he's lacking in maturity, maybe he's lacking in responsibility, or maybe he's just lacking in looking after the little so that he can get more. And that's why he doesn't get more. My son is a blessed young man. He will get a lot of money, but will he be able to keep it? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a step and a process to having no lack. The Bible is clear and it's truthful. You will lack no good thing. But for you to get there, you have to be trustworthy, you have to have good character, you have to have perception, you have to have vision, and you have to have faith. And I think we'll deal with each one of those in the next one. I just wanted to come in and say hi and and just get into it. And I thank God that we're back here. So let's jump into the next one. But remember, guys, please write something. Write a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I really would like to hear from you. What do you think about lacking or not lacking? How have you dealt with this situation in your life? And so until the next one, which is coming up right now, I say see you on the next one. Bye.